Hi, in this video I'm going to be going over an issue, a rigging issue that it can be that you might have experienced, and you're bashing your head against the keyboard because you're frustrated you can't figure out what's going wrong. Okay, now what's going wrong is what you see in Maya and MayaStar is not, after you've uploaded your mesh to Second Life, you're seeing it's not the same. You know, something has gone wrong with your rigging, and it's not the same as what you're seeing in Maya. You know, there could be a couple of reasons for that. One, it could be that the dev kit, if you're doing it to a particular mesh body, that the dev kit that they gave you is not accurate to what is in Second Life. Either the weights are off, you know, or it could be that what a lot of dev kit providers, a lot of mesh body designers do is they'll subdivide a mesh body a bunch of times, and either they'll give you the subdivided mesh body, and even though the weights are correct, you're working with a much smoother avatar, so that when the arms and legs bend and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be different than the lower, slightly lower poly version of their body that they have in Second Life. Because like I said, a lot of mesh designers will subdivide because they don't want to give you the actual body that they're selling or providing in Second Life. They want to, it's understandable, security reasons. So they'll subdivide it so they're not actually giving you it. It's the same shape, but see, things that have been subdivided are much smoother. So that could be the reason. So that you're not really rigging to something that's exactly the same in Second Life. Only MayaStar, our avatars are, the curvy and the athletic avatars. Those are actually the same exact mesh bodies, same vertex positions, same edge loops, same weights, same, so that what you see is what you're going to get. So you're working with the actual thing. So those are some of the common reasons why it may be different. The other reason, which is more of a hidden reason, is that you might have, your mesh might be rigged to more than 4 joints in max influencing. Now, you're saying, but Kathy, I set it to 4 max. So that can't be the reason. No, it sounds logical, but the thing is, once you start to smooth your weights, they sort of blend into each other, and those vertices can end up having more than 4 joints influencing those vertices, or bones influencing those vertices. And so that's how you end up with these vertices that have more than 4 bones influencing them, and then they get pruned. You do your all weights adjustment and everything looks good in Maya. Then you export out your DAE and you bring it into Second Life, and then they're off because the uploader pruned those extra bones off. So you're like, okay, how do I deal with this issue then? Okay, how do I fix it? So what you want to do is you come over to my video. It's number 5 in the series, and you want to go to down to the description, because in this description I have a whole bunch of free tools. Okay, there's Sketch Retopo for retopologizing. Really, it's only for PC. There is a Mac version, but it's a super old Mac version, so it's supposed to be for non-commercial use only, but it depends on what you consider commercial, what your own, how can I put this? If you're just making something for fun in Second Life, you're perfectly safe. If you're selling something in Second Life, you might not want to use Sketch Retopo, although I don't know even if they would consider Second Life commercial. Most companies consider commercial making television commercials, movies, that sort of things for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's not Second Life, but technically, yeah. Brave Rabbit, this is a great smoothing tool. Max Skin Weights is a tool that I'll show in a little bit later. Dora Skin Weights is for exporting and importing weights. It's a great tool. MayaStar 7 has a great exporter and importer that's actually faster than Dora and just as accurate, although Dora does have a few tricks up its sleeve that might make it still worth your while, such as you can export weights as long as 2 mesh have the same UV pattern. You can say you made an outfit, a dress, and then you rigged it and everything, and then you made a copy of that dress and you tweaked the shape a little bit here and there, but you lost the weights and you want to get the weights off of the old one, you can export out off the old one and then import into the new one. But because they use the same UV layout, you can do that with Dora. Okay, and Dora is 100% accurate. And don't ever use the exporter importer weights that are built into Maya. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. Let's see. Okay, these are the two that this video is really about. These are two mel scripts. Okay, one is going to find all the vertices in your mesh that have more than 4 bones influencing them. Okay, and you got to make a slight change to the mel script to do that. You got to change a 1 to a 4, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Then you have another mel script, a mel script that will prune those extra influences off your mesh, off your vertices, without completely destroying your weights that you worked so hard for. And this works so great. Okay, so let's do the first one. You just click on the link, and you could just scroll down a little bit, and here's the script. This is the mel script. So I click here and I start to highlight, and then let go of the left mouse button, come down to here, hold down your shift key, and left mouse button click to highlight just the text. Okay, and you copy it with Control C. You then start Notepad up, you paste it. Okay, and remember how I said we have to change this one number, and it's at the very top right up here, and this is telling it that that you're looking for anything. It's just basically saying the maximum number of influences that are okay are 4. Anything larger than that, select it. That's what this mel script does. And I make sure there's no extra lines down here or anything, and everything looks great. Okay, so see, I can highlight that. See, it ends right there, begins right there. Although with mel scripts, if you had blank lines down here or blank lines up the top, it shouldn't matter. But I'm just anal that way. Okay, so we go save, and then you find your version of Maya. It's usually Documents. For PC, it's Documents, Maya. It's wherever you installed your MayaStar to, you know. And I'm going to do it for 2020. And we're going to go here to Scripts, and we're going to say, this is going to be 5 or more. You can name it whatever you want, just as long as you name it with .mel. So period .mel. So now we have our mel script saved into our scripts folder. Okay, and we'll close that one down. We'll come back here, and we're going to do this one now. Click on that. Takes us here, and here's the script right here near the top. And these up here are just blank lines. I'll do it, so I'll show you how. Now you can either do this and hold it down and try to get down to the bottom. I find that's difficult, so I just scroll down to the bottom. Hold down the shift key. I'll even do an extra space. Copy. Start Notepad up again. Paste it. You see we have a couple extra spaces lines down here. Just backspace, backspace. Go up to the top. Get rid of that. Delete, delete. And that's all there. That's all we need. And you go File, Save, and we'll name this one 4max.mel, or period. Oops. Period mel. Okay. Hit Enter. Oh, and did it save it in the right spot? Yeah, because I was already there. So it saved it in the scripts folder where you installed MayaStar. Okay, so we got that done. Now we come back here to Maya, and you'll want to open up your script editor. Okay, make sure you're on a Mel tab, not on Python. Now, for some reason, well, I'll go into that in a second. Okay, I'm sorry, I was jumping ahead of myself. Okay, so you want to be on a shelf that you want to install the buttons at. Okay. These are two buttons I did earlier. Okay, I was practicing. It's about the 5th time I've made this video. Okay, so we want to create a button. Now normally to create a button, you would want mouse tab, and we'll do 5 or more. Okay, so it is just source space parentheses, or quote mark, not parentheses, quote mark 5 or more, just like the way you named it, without the dot mel and parentheses. And then normally all you have to do is highlight it. I'm going to hit C to copy it, but you don't have to. If it works the way it's supposed to, I should just have to highlight that. Go File, Save Script to Shelf, and I'm going to name it 5 or more, and click OK. Okay, now once that's there, if I right mouse click on it and click Edit, now it's doing it. Don't ask me why. Earlier, if you click on that and there's nothing here, you know, if you click on that after you highlighted that and made the button and nothing is there, just click here and type in source 5 or more, end quote, just like we did down here. And this should be set to save automatically, and then when you close it, it will have saved. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the other one is, I'm just going to delete this, for Max. Like I said, the name of the file, you can name it whatever you want. Highlight it, File, Save Script to Shelf, and we'll say for Max. You can name it whatever you want, but if you keep the name short, you'll be able to see. Like, I can't really see more on this, but I can see 5 or more. Okay. So now that those are there, now because we put the Mel scripts in the scripts folder, or we saved them to the scripts folder with Maya open, you'd either have to close Maya and restart it, because Maya only looks in that scripts folder when it first starts. So Maya doesn't know we created 2 new Mel scripts in that folder, or copied. You could copy and paste Mel scripts into that folder. It doesn't know it's there. So if you come over here to the command line, make sure it's on Mel, not Python, and type in rehash and hit enter. Now it knows those scripts are there. Okay, now it knows those scripts are there. Now let's just make sure that this one says for Max. Cool. Everything's there, and it's in Mel. This is Mel language. It's not in Python. You don't want it Python. You want it Mel. Okay. That's why I made you make sure that you were in the Mel tab, that you didn't write it in on the Python tab. Otherwise, you'd have to just switch it from Python to Mel by Edit, and then just switch Python to Mel. Okay, anyway. Okay, and it didn't like me when I did it before in the previous video test. It would come up blank, and I tried copy and pasting it. You know, I thought, oh, okay, I'll just copy and paste it. I'll just highlight this, hit Control C. Whoops. I accidentally hit the wrong button. I just highlighted it and copied it and tried to paste it, and it looked like it was there, and I would close it. I would close it because it looked like it was there, and I had it set to automatic. I even tried on requests only and going back to shelf and clicking Save All Shelves, and then I'd reopen it by editing it again, and it would be blank. So if that happens to you, just type it in for Max. Okay, so now we have our 2 buttons that we created on our shelf, and but you could put them anywhere that you have room. So if you're in poly modeling, or since this is a rigging thing, you could put it in the rigging and they would just pop up here. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate. So let me open up Female Bento. Okay. I'm just going to close that, go to the female fitted mesh. And the first one we're going to run is 5 or more. So I click on it. Now it looks like everything's frozen. I can't even rotate the camera. And you'll notice on the cursor, there's like a little rectangle with lines in it. I guess that's supposed to indicate that a script is running. Depending on how many vertices are in your mesh, it will take a while for the script to run. This mesh has 15,354, and you saw how long it took to run. I'm also video capturing, so that's slowing down my camera, my computer a little bit. But you can see it's highlighted a bunch of vertices. These all have more than 4. So if I select one, if I go to Windows, Component Editor, I think it's General Editor, Component Editor, and go to Smooth Bind, and I had to drag the window open a little bit more so I can see it all. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, so it actually did find the right one. 5 are rigged to that. Okay, so it does find them. And it did say at the bottom how many were found. Wait, where was it? It will tell you somewhere. It will tell you. It will flash down here. It will tell you how many vertices it found. Okay, so what I do, this is where we have the second script. Second script is much faster. So what I do is I go to shape sliders, and I then go down to body fat, and I make her as fat as she can be. You can also, if you really want to, you could go to, I don't usually do, you could go to torso and increase the arms and the leg muscles. You know, you could do that if you want. I find just making the body fat 100 all you really need to do. But what we're doing is we're going to now do the second script, and we're going to watch. You want to watch the mesh when you click it, because this script does very fast. You want to see if it changes shape at all. Okay, and that will tell you. So you want to know how much of my weighting has been changed. And if it didn't really change that much, you're good to go. So, okay, so 4 max. Now, did it give me an error? Wait, maybe was I in object mode? Okay, hold on. Okay, something very, very interesting. This is my old version of that one that I did the same exact thing that I'm showing you a long time ago, and this is the one that you can get off now. You see, they changed a little bit. For some reason, see these brackets? Those brackets should be there, but they're not. I'm looking to see if okay. I don't have the right to distribute somebody else's script, but I can teach you how to fix it. I know it's a pain in the butt, but it looks like, how many are there? Let's see, it's missing all of the beginning brackets. Don't know why. Maybe it's a mess up. Okay, I want to see how many there are. Count. 15. Okay, that's not too bad. There's 15 of those. So you're going to have to open it up in a word processing program. And you're going to have to put a beginning bracket there, there, there. I'm just flipping back and forth between these two. Here. Wait, I'm missing one. Here. Was it there? Yeah, right before the... Okay. One there. One there. One there. Make sure there's... Scrolling down a little bit more. If there's one there. Prune value n. What's going on here? Wow. Okay, backspace n. Or backslash n. So you're going to have to make all these... Oh, missed another one here. Like I said... Okay, so if you followed the video closely, now these should be identical. Okay, so those are identical. So this is the Formax, this is the new one. And I should be able to say save. Wow. Imagine if I didn't do this. Okay. So now you have to rehash again because we made edit changes. Rehash. Hit enter. Now, if we do Formax. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, I had to reset up the scene because I had run the Formax. I had to run it with my old version here to make sure it actually was still working. That there wasn't something wrong with Maya 2020, and it worked just fine. That's how I knew there was something wrong with that. I knew there was something wrong. This was the original one that I downloaded years ago, and I opened up the one that we just did, and that's where I could see the differences. But I knew they was the same script. It was just for somehow the somehow this website changed it. Now, unless this was changed, this does not look right with these brackets missing. So somehow the file that was saving all this got corrupted, or maybe the original poster came in here and made some edits so that this wouldn't work. Doesn't make any sense, most likely, and that it was missing that -n. Most likely somebody who had editing. I'm thinking this just looks like the file got corrupted slightly. Okay, so back to here. Okay, so we have vertices that we know have more. I'm going to watch go into object mode, and now this script here, and I did rehash after I made the changes. I did rehash. Now this hopefully will work right. there it did. See, when you see these numbers down here, they pop up. That means it ran. And you noticed it didn't change the shape of the mesh at all. I didn't see any mesh changing shape whatsoever. And now if we run 5 or more, we'll see if there's any vertices that still have 5 or more bones influencing it. So I'm going to pause the video so you don't have to sit through this. Okay, so it ran through the script and it said 0 vertices have more than 4 influences on them. So, and you can see that nothing is highlighted. So now this mesh is ready to upload. You know, I would make sure you do MayaStar, remove unused influences, and there was no unused influences on the mesh, so we know it's good to go. And so now the body, you know, you would test out, you know, since it didn't change it at all. It's so good that the script is so good that I didn't see it make a single little flicker with the body shape. If it had made a significant change in the weights, the mesh would have changed shape. You know, the mesh would have changed shape. So that's why I always put the... Now, if you had it just set to the bind pose, go to bind pose, like this, and ran the script, it's not good. It's never going to change any shape. When you, I mean, you won't visually be able to see any changes when you click this, because that's the bind pose. It doesn't matter what the weightings are, how the weight changes in the bind pose. It'll always just look like it's normal. So that's why I increase that to body fat, because that changes pretty much all the bones scales. And then I run it, and like I said, or you can just click that twice, and it does it so fast that it takes like a half a second. And so we can select here. The other thing, oh yeah, I was going to show you max skin weights. Okay, max skin weights tool. Let me go over here. Where's max skin weights? There it is, max skin weights. Okay, that's this. When you select a vertice, you see how it shows you the bones that it's selected to. So if it said that, if I ran that and it showed that only one vertex had more than 4 bones on it, open up max skin weights or the component editor and look to see. Lots of times when it says there's only one vertice that has more than 4 bones to it, it's almost always that one vertice really only has 4 bones rigged to it. But if it has more than one, yeah, you're gonna have to run 4 max, because yeah, it's only when there's only one vertex that it says has more than 4 joints or bones influencing it, that's an error that it's giving you. And you can always just double check it. Like I said, this is max skin weights. It's a great tool. You can select a vertex, copy the weights, select another vertex, paste the weights. You know, I'm just going to control Z back. If you've rigged half of your say half of your dress or half of your outfit looks great on one side, you can select. You have to select a vertice, and then I need to do another video because the default max skin weights does X, copy X to it's cross X instead of Y. It's Second Life because Z is up instead of Y being up. Y is left and right. When Z is up, X is left and right. And so you need to edit the mouse script slightly to get this to work. I guess I'll be doing another video. But also this transfers weights really nicely. It does, you know, you have your unrigged dress or whatever. You select the body. You select the, no, wait, is it select the source, then the target. So you select the body in object mode, you shift select the dress or the clothing, and then you just click this button right here, and it does it. It will copy the weights over. You don't have to do a smooth bind of your unrigged clothes first. So it has lots of great things. You can all sorts of things. This is a great tool to have. I'm pretty sure I have a video for how to use this tool. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, alrighty. Well, I know this is a half-hour long video, but if this particular problem was driving you crazy, this is how to fix it. And it's once you have these two installed, it's real quick. I'm really anal. I like to know which vertices I was having problems with, and this is only going to prune those vertices that, it's not going to change the weights on any of the other vertices. So I like to know where was the problem areas that I was having problems with, so I can zoom in especially on those areas when I run this. So I'm a bit anal in that way. This usually 90% of the time, 95% of the time, you can click this and it will do it, and you won't have any extra vertices. It does a great job perfectly. But every once in a while, when I run this a second time, there'll be more than one vertice left over that has more than 4. So I might have to run this a second time. If you just click this 2 times, click it once, you wait till those numbers show up again, you click it a second time, that will probably get rid of those few times when there's a few extra left over. But I always like to be sure, 100% sure. That's why I run this. So awesome. So I'm sorry this video was so long, but there was a lot to go over, and we did have some unexpected problems with the script. Who would have known that somehow this got corrupted? Somehow this got corrupted. I don't know. This, like I said, these brackets being missing, I don't think this is a 2000 Maya 2023 issue. I don't think they updated this. I don't think Maya 2023 would run this script. I think this is a corruption problem, probably in the server or something that just got messed up, or maybe somebody. I can't edit this, so I don't know how this got changed and how it seems to be so deliberate that only certain brackets are missing. These brackets have both the brackets, so it looks almost intentional to make this script non-functional. But at least now you know how to fix it. So just watch the video. You'll have to edit. Like I said, I would love to give you the fixed version, but this is not my script. I don't have the right to redistribute it. But I do have the right to show you in a video where the script is and how to fix it so that it works for you. So, and this is just an incredibly useful script. Even though it's a short script, it does such a great job at pruning those weights. Or not pruning the weights, pruning those extra bones that are influencing the vertices. So awesome! I'm sorry this video was this long. I didn't plan it to be this long, but hey, it is what it is. So have a great day, and I hope this really helps. Thanks. Bye-bye.